Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. Thank you for joining us for this presentation of TableRockSports.net, the first day of the Coach K Classic, named in honor of longtime Medford Mustangs manager Sandy Kensinger, the winningest manager in Medford Mustangs' storied history. But we're up against another program tonight that has quite a history of its own in the Reno Knights. We're just moments away from game time, another breezy early evening here over on the campus of North Medford High School. The Mustangs coming into this game, having already played earlier today, winning a 2-1 decision against the Chico Nuts. Mustangs only had 3 hits in the ball game, but it was pitching and defense. One of the things that we learned from talking to assistant coach John King today, that this is a great defensive ball club for the Medford Mustangs, and the pitching is very deep, and we saw that on display today as Cameron Sewell scattered 5 hits over 6 1/3 innings of work. He struck out 7 and gave up the 1 run in the ball game. Then Owen Thompson came in late after Sewell started wearing down, and he came in and picked up the save, and the Mustangs ended up running their record to 11-2. Meanwhile, this Reno Knights team, you can see that they're just, from talking to Coach Pete Savage, that this is an excellent ball club. This will give Mustangs plenty of great competition. In this tournament, a lot of good stuff going on right now. We also have games going on right now at Harry and David Field, and that is where the Mustangs will be playing tomorrow night. Tonight we're here over at North Medford High School, and they played here earlier today. Tomorrow night they'll be in action at 7 o'clock at Harry and David Field while the Medford Rogues have a few days off. Let's go ahead and take a look at the starting lineups for today's ball game. First, for the visiting Reno Knights, call their lineup up, and leading off, playing center field, is Jackson Sellers. He'll be followed in the order by the shortstop, Zach Mills. Hitting third and playing second base is Harvey Smearden. In the cleanup spot, the first baseman, Mac Edwards. In the number 5 spot, playing right field, Lucas DeForno. And at third base will be Lucas Porter, hitting 6th. Hitting number 7 in the order, playing left field, is Dawson Planeta. The number 8 man is the catcher, Wilder May. And the number 9 hitter, the designated hitter, is Logan Ford. It'll be Colton Ouellette taking the hill for the Knights this evening. Defensively, for the Medford Mustangs, it'll look like this. Playing first base will be Owen Thompson. At second, Cameron Sewell, who pitched earlier today. Playing third will be Jace Miller. And over at short will be Frankie Retigliano. Out in the outfield, from left to right, it's Aiden Horsley, Cody Boragine, and Caleb Long. Coach Nate Maben will not be using the designated hitter this evening. Bring up that Medford lineup for you. There you have it. Taking the mound this evening, Tanner Douglas. And the limited opportunities that yours truly has had to see him this season, he's been over playing first base. But there again, one of the great things about this Mustangs team, according to Coach Nate Maben, and we'd concur, is that he's got a lot of great depth with this pitching staff. Douglas among them. We saw Sewell this morning. Owen Thompson throwing the no-hitter over the weekend. We've also seen Retigliano pitch, Aiden Horsley, and quite a number of others. So you don't have to worry about running anybody into the ground pitching-wise for Douglas on the season. Coming into this evening's action, Douglas is making his 3rd appearance, his 2nd start. He's thrown 6 innings, has a 1-0 record. He's given up just 1 hit, one run, and that was unearned. He's walked 6 and struck out 9. Jackson Sellers comes up. We'll go ahead and clear this off, and we'll get ready to go. Jim McCoy here, along with Johnny McCoy on the camera. Douglas, the left-hander. He'll pitch out of the stretch. And that first pitch is over for a strike. Sellers as the leadoff hitter. We'll look to see some pitches and try to make him work a little bit, and also give the guys hitting behind him an opportunity to get an idea of what Douglas is throwing and how he's throwing it. Right now, the count 0-2. Advantage, Douglas. Pitch outside. The count goes 1-2. Douglas, a recent graduate of South Medford High School, bound for the college ranks at Central Washington. And a pitch, swing and a miss. 1 down in the inning.
Shortstop, number 14, Zach Mills.
Zach Mills. Night shortstop, standing in, wearing number 14. Right-handed hitter. And pitch off target as Mills gets ahead 1-0. Pitch off the plate as now Mills goes ahead 2-0. Douglas trying to continue to work that outside portion of the plate, not getting it over. Mills will likely be taking all the way here. And he gets aboard with the base on balls. So Mills down to first. First runner of the ball game is aboard. Opportunity now for the number 3 hitter for the Knights, Harvey Smearton. Right-handed hitter playing second base. Runner goes, throw down to second. Couldn't hang on, and now we've got a runner in scoring position. On the steal by Mills. So the Knights trying to set the tone early here. Jeremiah Robbins, the catcher behind the plate. Strike to Smearton, and that'll run the count to 0-2. Got a pretty good breeze blowing out toward the left. Not unlike what we had here on Tuesday night. Ground ball up the middle. Ricochets off the glove of Douglas. Ritigliano, really not anything he could do with that play. And so now we have runners at first and third with 1 down. Mac Edwards, the first baseman. Left-handed hitter coming in. Those comebackers can eat you up sometimes. Lays down the bunt. Throw to the plate is in time. Trying a little squeeze play here. You see your coach, Pete Savage, giving instructions to his base runners on what to do when he's in that situation next time. Robbins, good job blocking the plate. Their runners at first and second as Edwards gets a board on the fielder's choice. Pitch fouled off. So Douglas starts out ahead on the right fielder, hitting in the 5 spot, Lucas DeForno. Pitch off the plate, and that evens up at 1-1. Edwards at first. Smearden at second. Backdoor throw gets away from him. Those can be trouble sometimes, and the lead runner will move up. Count even now with 2 down. And the first run of the game for Reno, 90 feet away. Douglas working on DeForno. On deck is Lucas Porter. Pop foul out of play, and the count goes 2-2. Throw to first. They got him in a rundown. And the tag is made, and that will end the inning. So for the Knights, no runs, 1 hit, no Mustang errors. And we'll take a quick break and be back with the home half of the first right after these messages.
See it on national TV all the time. They tell us that funerals can average between $7,000 and $10,000. At Conger Morris, a full-service funeral, including a wooden casket, is only $4,900. We can keep our prices lower because we're local. In fact, we're the only locally owned, family-run, full-service funeral and cremation provider in the Valley. Call us today to schedule an appointment for personalized assistance with our caring staff. Conger Morris, we'll always be there.
The Start Something New sales event is going on now at Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford. We're stocked up on a great selection of new vehicles from Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and of course, Ram trucks. Choose from our great selection of new Jeep Grand Cherokee L 4x4s. Test drive a new Ram 1500 and see why Ram is Motor Trend's back-to-back-to-back 3P Truck of the Year. And remember, we've added the convenience of test drives from your home and an online process to purchase and deliver your new vehicle. Get a Start Something New deal on every new vehicle in stock, only at the Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford Superstore.
Medford Mustangs starting lineup for you. Lead off with Boragine, followed by Sewell and Douglas. Cleanup hitter is Jace Miller. He'll be followed by Aiden Horsley, Jeremiah Robbins, Owen Thompson in the 7th spot. And then we have Caleb Long and Frankie Retigliano. They'll try and see what they can do against Colton Ouellette, right-handed pitcher wearing number 34. Two sites for the Coach K Classic. We also have games going on this evening over at Harry and David Field, the home of the Medford Rogues. Game will be underway at 7 between Las Vegas and the Klamath Falls Falcons. Cody Boragine will try to get things going. for the Mustangs. Well, that comes to the plate. And the count 1-0. Voragine with a wide open stance. Your classic leadoff hitter. 0 for 3 this morning, but he laid down a bunt that ended up being an error on the third baseman for Chico this morning. He ended up scoring the winning run against the Nuts earlier today. 3-0 the count. Advantage Voragine. Well, that comes to the plate. And Voragine gets aboard with a base on balls.
Second baseman, number 16, Cameron Sewell.
Cameron Sewell, who was the winning pitcher in the first contest today. He had quite an outing. 6 1/3 innings, scattered 5 hits, gave up just 1 run, pair of walks, and struck out 7. Playing second base this evening. Voragine with speed. Knight's pitcher makes a little courtesy call over to first. Strike there as Willett gets ahead. Voragine with a pretty healthy lead there off of first base. Willett, though, showing he's not needing GPS to find home plate. He's ahead in the count now. Nobody down and a runner at first. Ball hit solid out to center field. That one falls in. It's going to bounce to the wall. Voragine comes around third. He's being waved home. He'll come in diving. And the Mustangs are up 1-0. Sewell with a nice deep drive to center field. Gets the RBI double. And now that'll bring up the pitcher, Tanner Douglas, with an opportunity to help his own cause with the runner in scoring position. Bouncing ball up the middle, taken by the shortstop. Throw across the infield is in time, and there's one away. Play goes 6-3. But Douglas does accomplish the effect of moving the runner over to third. So contact here, especially to the right, would do a great job of bringing a second run home. Jace Miller standing in. Strike one. Fouls that one off. Miller against Chico this afternoon, 0 for 2, but did draw a walk. And assistant coach King bragging on this team's defense, and Miller a big part of that with his play over at the hot corner. Count now 1-2 to Miller. On deck man is Aiden Horsley. Next pitch. Miller just gets a little bit of that, and the count remains at 1-2. So we'll at third. Miller the hitter. 1-2 pitch. That one pulled foul as the count remains at 1-2. Miller takes on that one and evens up the count now at 2-2. Ball hit in the air to left field. And it bounces against the wall. One run comes home. And Miller comes running into third. Jace Miller hits that high. I don't know. We don't have the capability of doing like a bat velocity type of deal. It didn't seem like it was necessary. It just kept carrying and carrying and carrying. And next thing you know, the poor left fielder ends up running out of real estate. So now the score 2-0. Meeting on the mound as Coach Savage talks things over with his pitcher and his infielder in his infield. All kinds of great teams in this tournament, including the Reno Knights and what they're calling the Red Division. Along with the Knights and the Mustangs, you have the Salem with Nell Dodgers, who the Mustangs will see tomorrow night, and then also the Idaho Falls Bandits. Horsley will foul that one off to the right as the count goes 0-1. Horsley this afternoon, 1 hit and 3 at-bats. And a line drive up the middle, base hit. Horsley from North Medford gets aboard. So runner on first with 1 down.
Catcher, number 8, Jeremiah Robbins.
Jeremiah Robbins, the catcher, coming up. Robbins 0 for 3 as they try to make a throw over to first. Robbins flew out twice to right field and then got aboard on an error in the Chico game and then got caught trying to steal. And I get the scoreboard up to date. So you have Horsley on first. Now the scoreboard's really up to date. So Sewell has scored. Voragine has scored. And Jace Miller, thanks to that RBI single by Horsley. Pitch fouled off to the right. The count now 1-2. The catcher Robbins, member of the class of 2024. So he's got plenty of good high school and American Legion action ahead of him. Like so many players in this Mustang lineup, good eye, selective hitter. Pitch, hit in the air, kind of in between there in center field, but there to make the catch, Jackson Sellers, and there's 2 down.
First baseman, number 20, Owen Thompson.
Owen Thompson, who came on in relief and picked up a save. 2/3 of an inning of work in a 2-1 ball game. Sewell had run out of pitches, and Thompson came in, and coming off that no-hitter last weekend, you know he's riding high right now, and he did a nice job of slamming the door on Chico this afternoon. Count 1-0 to Thompson, who is standing in as the designated hitter. Throw back over to first. Catches the corner, evens up the count at 1-1. Thompson steps out of the box, settles back in. Pitch misses. The count goes 2-1. You can see with the throws over that Horsley is prominent in Olet's thinking. Ball hit in the air, just on the edge of the outfield grass. Second baseman hauls it in. For the Mustangs, 3 runs on 3 hits. They've got the early lead, and we'll be back with the top of the second right after these messages.
What is a getaway? Is it leaving the familiar behind? Or discovering a place that feeds your hunger? Where passion sings, food is a culture, and every performance demands an encore. So let the journey be your destination. Then feast your eyes and nourish your soul in Southern Oregon. Your reservation starts when you travel Medford.
Dear Dad, I was afraid to say this to your face, but I heard you yelling again from the stands during my game. You were shouting at the coach, the refs, even the other parents. It embarrasses me when you yell at everyone. It really stresses me out. I love sports, I love my team. I just want to play. But not if you always lose your temper. Love, Katie.
Number 25, Luke Gaforno.
Jim McAbee Field, Jim McCoy, along with Johnny McCoy on the camera this evening, bringing you action from the Coach K Classic. Douglas comes to the plate. First pitch is a ball. DeForno was the batter. In the top of the first, when the Knights ran into a little bit of base running trouble, Base runner caught in a run down, and perhaps if you're a Knights fan, you can't help but wonder what that first inning might have looked like if they hadn't run into the trouble that they did on the base paths with Mills thrown out at home. Strike there. Erases DeForno, and that'll bring up the third baseman, Lucas Porter. Bouncing ball hit to short. Throw across the infield. Thompson reels it in. 2 gone in the inning. Play goes 6-3 from Retigliano to Thompson. And that'll bring up Dawson Planetta playing left field. Douglas gets a hit here at 0-1. Next pitch. Douglas zeroed in here in the second. And the pitch fouled off as Planetta stays alive with an 0-2 count. 2 gone here in the top half of the second. Medford will take on Salem tomorrow at 7. And then as for these Reno Knights, they'll be taking on Chico in a 1 p.m. game over at Harry and David Field. For those of you who may be watching or listening along the way and plan to attend the ball game. If my intel is correct, Chico had come into the game this afternoon with just 2 losses on the season, and it was a close game between Medford and Chico. Ball hit the left field, base hit as that falls in. Planetta on with the second hit of the ball game for the Knights. And that'll bring up Wilder May. May, left-handed hitting catcher. Gets ahead of Douglas. Ball hit over to left. It ends up going over Horsley's head. Coming around third. And getting ahead of the throw. And scoring is Dawson Planetta. So the Reno Knights are on the board. As it's now a 3-1 ball game. On the hit by Wilder May, going the other way.
Running at third base is number 6, Sam Janosik. Better for the Knights.
Sam Janosik going to come in as the courtesy runner for May. With 2 outs, that'll work out good for him. He'll definitely want to have give him some time to get his catching equipment back on. Solid drive out to center field, but there to make the catch is Boragine. And that will do it for the Knights, but not before they pick up a run. It's a 3-1 ball game. We'll be back with the bottom of the second right after this word from our sponsors on TableRockSports.net.
gather, and memories are made. Tap Rock Northwest Grill.
It takes meticulous planning, continuous monitoring, and forward thinking to deliver the perfect 3-egg omelet.
From the campus of North Medford High School, Jim McAbee Field, 3-1 ball game. Medford in front of the Reno Knights. Some scores to pass along for you. We've mentioned the victory by the Mustangs against Chico, 2-1 earlier today. Then the second game of the triple header here at North Medford saw Idaho Falls defeating Salem by a score of 3-1. Then Roseburg was a 4-2 winner against Fairfield over at Harry and David Field. Caleb Long now. Long coming into this week, the team leader in on-base percentage at nearly 600. And does a great job of finding a way to get aboard one way or another. He's even up here against Olette. That pitch hit out toward the right side. Trouble for the second baseman. And Long is on.
Shortstop, number 10, Frankie Retigliano.
So runner on first, nobody out. Frankie Retigliano. Got to see him pitch on Tuesday against Fairfield. Throw to first. Gets in under the tag. Retigliano shows bunt. Lets that one go by for a ball, and the count goes 1-0. Long gets back. Olette comes to the plate. That pitch low as the count goes 2-0. Had a little discussion on the hill and respective teams. We'll have a little talk. The coaching staff for the Knights. Head man is Pete Savage, assisted by Nick Royal, Kevin Edwards, Ron Malcolm, John Maldonado, and George DeForno. Nate Maben, the successor for the man for whom this tournament is named. Been at the helm for about roughly a decade. And Maben, a North Medford product himself, and then later Corbin University. And now presently the athletic director at Cascade Christian High School, assisted by John King, Jordan Reagan, and Colin Sowers. Two and 0 the count to Retigliano. Olette goes back over to first. Dials that one in for a strike, and the count goes 2-1. Well, that stops off the rubber. You can definitely tell that he's not going to let the Mustangs get away with anything if he has anything to say about it. Lays down the bunt. Retigliano. Throw down to first. Retigliano with the sacrifice bunt as he moves along down to second. But you always wonder in a situation like that, and always a concern if you try to, obviously you just don't want to let your runners run at will, but by the same token, you want to make sure that you don't lose focus on the task at hand. But keeping those Mustang runners close. Boragine, as the Mustangs come back around to the top of the order. He drew a walk and scored in the first. And he's ahead here 1-0. Started the week with a nice high average. Bouncing ball to second base. Throw to first. They get him. With the ground out. Long moves down to third. And now we've got 2 out in the inning.
Second baseman, number 16, Cameron Sewell.
Cameron Sewell hit an RBI double in the first inning. Comes up. Another opportunity here. Try to see if he can't take a 2-run game and make it 3. He's ahead here. Count 1-0. Sewell started the week at .341. More than satisfactory batting average. Boragine, we mentioned earlier, came into the week at .457. Sewell hits it solid, but there to make the catch, Sellers. So the Mustangs get a man on, but are not able to do anything with it, and it remains a 3-1 ball game. We'll take a quick timeout as we go to the top of the third on the other side of this break.
Choose a company that best represents you and our local community.
Choose a company that focuses on relationships rather than transactions.
Choose a company that empowers their employees and provides growth opportunities from within.
Choose a company that shows compassion and rises to the occasion in times of need.
Call a John L. Scott broker today.
This year, don't just replace your windows, renew them with beautiful and energy-efficient windows from Bill's Glass. Having new windows installed by Bill's Glass dramatically update and improves the look of your home and helps reduce energy bills year-round. Let Bill's Glass show you what you've been missing. Bill's Glass, the largest glass company in Southern Oregon for your home or auto, as well as the trusted industry leader for over 50 years. Bill's Glass in Ashland, Medford, and Grants Pass.
Jim McAbee Field.
Jackson Sellers.
Mustangs leading the game. Knights, opportunity here to try to cut into that lead. Pitch catches the inside corner to Jackson Sellers, the center fielder. Struck out his first time up. Bouncing ball in the infield. Retigliano throws a laser over to first, and there's one down. Play goes 6-3, and now that'll bring up
Number 14,
Zach Mills. Mills got on a walk in the first and stole second, but was thrown out at home. Low and inside from this perspective, and the count goes 2-0. Knight shortstop, right-handed hitter. Now the count goes 2-1. That one's fouled off to even things up. Now for the remainder of the Coach K Classic, we'll be live streaming all the remaining Mustang games here at the Classic. So we'll have that game for you tomorrow night here on TableRockSports.net. The game against Salem will be at 7 o'clock. Pitch call inside, and now the count goes full at 3-2. And then on Saturday night, Medford will be against Idaho Falls at 7. And it's an unsettled question what we'll all be doing on Sunday. But what Mills will do here is draw his second walk of the game.
Second baseman.
He's on board now with a walk. Harvey Smirden. Finds the hole to the right side base hit and come running into third. And now down to second they go. Aggressive base running here. And you got two runners in scoring position with one down.
First baseman, number 22, Mac Edwards.
Fourth hit of the ball game for the Knights. Go-ahead run at the plate in Mac Edwards. He'll lay off that one as the count goes 2-0. Knights making Douglas work here in the top of the third. Line drive to second base. There to snare it. Nice defensive play there by the Mustangs.
Right fielder.
By Sewell, and there's two down.
DeForno.
For a moment, that looked like trouble. But Sewell, who plays basketball for the South Medford Panthers as well, does a nice athletic play there. So now with two down, the count goes 0-1 to Lucas DeForno, who struck out his first time up. Count goes even at 1-1. Ball gets away from the catcher. Contact there. And the game is tied. Mills comes around. Smirden comes around. And it's a tie ball game. Kind of a wicked collision there at the plate. Just like that, we've got a new ball game. Base is empty now. An unfortunate turn of events. Ball in the dirt. Robbins tried to collect it. Then we had a collision at the plate. Bouncing ball down to third. Miller throws across the infield. The throw is in time. The Knights, with a pair of runs, tie up the ball game. It's a 3-all affair. We'll be right back after these messages on TableRockSports.net.
Even a few days to report a work injury or illness could cost you everything. But how do you know what you should do? Find out for free. Call Schlesinger and de Villeneuve immediately and let us fight for you.
The Memorial Day sales event is going on now at Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford. We're stocked up on a great selection of new vehicles from Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and of course Ram trucks. Choose from our great selection of new Jeep Grand Cherokee L 4x4s or test drive a new 2022 Ram 1500 Crew Cab 4x4. And remember, we've added the convenience of test drives from your home and an online process to purchase and deliver your new vehicle. During the Memorial Day sales event, you'll save big on every new vehicle in stock only at the Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford Superstore.
So your workers' comp claim was denied. Or was it accepted? Now what are you supposed to do? Find out for free. Call Schlesinger and de Villeneuve immediately and let us fight for you.
Getting ready for the home half of the third inning. The Mustangs, who jumped out to an early 3-0 lead, now find themselves in a knotted up ball game at 3 apiece. Tanner Douglas, the starting pitcher, will be the leadoff hitter in the inning. He'll be followed in the order by Miller and Horsley, 3, 4, and 5 in the Mustang lineup. Douglas lets that one go by, and he gets ahead in the count. Let outside on that pitch as Douglas gets ahead at 2-0. Breeze continuing to blow out toward left field. Strike the call there at 2-1. Douglas grounded out to short in his first at-bat. And now he's ahead here. Olet comes to the plate. Solid contact to left field. Douglas takes it the other way, and he gets on with a base hit. For the Mustangs, their fourth hit of the ball game. Now we have Jace Miller. Miller got a hit and scored in his first at-bat. Throw to first. Again, the Knights not going to make it easy on the base paths for the Mustangs. I'm not necessarily sure that Douglas is the first guy I think of when it comes to stealing bases, but you do want to keep him close. Ball popped back to the screen. Colton Olet. What I would describe as a gutsy performance tonight. A guy with some of the trouble that he had in the first inning. As this ball's popped up. Edwards can't hang on to that one. And Miller will get another chance. Count now 0-2, nobody out. But Olet, with the first inning occurred, it would be very easy to get down and just let the game get away from you. But he's gutted it out and made some good pitches this evening. Jace Miller looks at that one, and the count now goes 1-2. Douglas, the runner on first, representing the potential go-ahead run. And part of keeping it close, not just the stolen base possibility, but also trying to perhaps keep him close to help set up the double play. Pitch fouled off. Count remains at 1-2. Aiden Horsley, the left fielder, on deck. Throw over once again. Disturbing the groundskeeping over there. Douglas getting his uniform good and properly dirty. And a swing and a miss for strike 3.
Left fielder, number 5, Aiden Horsley.
So now 1 down, and that'll bring up Aiden Horsley. 1 for 1 on the evening. Pitch a wee bit tight, and he gets ahead 1-0. Horsley started the week hitting .500. He's ahead here, but only drawn 3 walks on the season. Might have kind of the hitting theory of, you may remember Willie Wilson from the Kansas City Royals in the 80s. He wasn't much walking. He said, hey, if I wanted to walk, I'd be a mailman. Ball popped in the air to left field. A little bit of trouble there with the wind blowing for Planeta, but he reels it in. And now there's 2 down.
Runner at first base is number 1, Johnny King. Batting for your Mustangs.
You can do a courtesy runner for the pitcher. Now Johnny King is going to come in and run for Douglas. Jeremiah Robbins comes up. He had a fly ball to center field in his first at bat. King, the infielder and pitcher, he's got some pretty good wheels on him. And so predictably, you have what we have going on right now as they keep him close. Pitch misses for a ball. 1-0 the count. Robbins gets ahead on that one. Out in front of it. Fouls it off as the count goes even now at 1-1. Throw over. Well, that comes to the plate. Backdoor toss. King gets back in plenty of time. Robbins ahead on the count at 2-1. And it's a fair ball to left field, base hit. King motors into third. He's going to come around. And he makes it home. And dashing into third with a triple, Jeremiah Robbins to make it a 4-3 ball game. Well, the Medford Mustangs back on top. Saw a couple hits like that on the part of Fairfield on Tuesday, where the hitter would just yank it right inside that third base line. Took a couple of hard bounces off the grass, and away he goes. So Robbins with the triple. King running for Douglas scores. Visit on the mound. Coach Savage with 2 down. Probably, well, for one thing, a few words of encouragement for Ouellette. And then also the discussion of the runner over at third, Jeremiah Robbins. Not surprising. You look at his OPS for the year, he's above 1. Almost at 1.1 coming into the week. 536 slugging percentage. And so that's a guy who can muscle a ball pretty well. Robbins, his second triple of the year. Now he stands on third. Owen Thompson, the first baseman. Opportunity here. Wait a minute. Now I'm looking back over here, and now I see runners at second and third. Must have been some kind of, I'm just going to guess here, it must have been some kind of ground rule double. So we have runners at second and third. But they get the hit here. And the run score. So I stand corrected on that. But after all of that, the Medford Mustangs with the big hit from Owen Thompson, who drives home a pair. Oh, that's one thing about being an announcer. You get plenty of opportunities to keep yourself humble in a situation like that. And had been there all of that time, but after all of that, like I said, the runners at second, third come home on the hit by Thompson, so now it's a 5-3 ball game. Hitter now is Caleb Long. He got on an error in his first at-bat. Pitch goes back to the screen. Thompson goes down to second. Runner in scoring position. 1-2 the count. Too long from South Medford. He'll look at a ball, and that'll even up the count at 2-2. So thanks to some good hitting by Tanner Douglas, Jeremiah Robbins. I'll make a switch there on my card to a double instead of a triple. And then Thompson. There, now we're up to date. Long just gets a piece of it. And stays alive at 2-2. That one fell back to the screen. Pitch outside. That'll run the count full. Long continuing to solidify his reputation as a selective hitter. And he gets a board. He'll take the walk down to first. 2 men on.
Shortstop, number 10, Frankie Ritigliano.
And that'll bring up Frankie Ritigliano, who sacrificed in his first at-bat. Throw back to second, and they got him. Heads up play in the field. But the Mustangs pick up a pair of runs on 3 hits. And they lead in the ball game by a score of 5-3. When we return, we'll be back with the top of the 4th here on TableRockSports.net.
At 3 o'clock, Carter's campaign for class president will go live. His platform?
Thirsty for change?
Juice boxes for all. At 4, Liz will bid online and win.
Yes! Yes!
Which is why at 2, I'm down the street preparing for the storm. So no matter what, the show will go on.
Daily adventures start right here at Pinnacle 365. You'll find exactly what you need for your morning motivation. Later in the day, add some crunch to your lunch with crispy, crunchy chicken's mouth-watering chicken and chicken tenders. Wherever your next adventure takes you, we're here to keep you energized throughout the day. And our new Peak Rewards program helps you save money on fuel so you can travel further for less. Daily adventures are better with Pinnacle 365.
Lucas Porter will lead off here in the top of the 4th for the Reno Knights, who find themselves down by 2 after they had tied the game up at 3 in the last inning. Starting pitcher, left-hander Tanner Douglas, remains on the mound for Coach Maben and the Medford Mustangs. Bouncing ball down to shortstop. Throw across the infield in time. And there's one down.
fielder.
Underappreciated aspect of the game, but I know that's one of the things that assistant coach King talked about before the game is this team, I believe, maybe has like one error in their last 3 or 4. So they're not giving away outs, helping themselves out with solid play in that way. Ball in the dirt. Dawson Planetta, the left fielder, standing in. He has singled and scored a run. Pitch inside. Gets ahead of Douglas at 3-0. And a delayed strike call there as the count goes 3-1. Planetta thought he had a walk, and I think most of the rest of us thought maybe he did too. But my vote doesn't count. Fouls that one off, and that'll run the count full at 3-2. So just as Ouellette has showed dogged determination in his effort this evening, the same can be said for Tanner Douglas. Ball hitting the foul territory off to the right, just out of our field of vision, and it goes out of play. The count will remain at 3-2. With one down here in the top of the 4th. Next pitch. That hit in the air. And it's a foul ball. Says the man in black. We crane our necks and look down right field way. So the count will remain at 3-2. But Planetta working a good at-bat here with one down. And a strike, the call. So Douglas gets the better of that exchange, as now there are 2 down in the inning. Wilder May tripled his first time up. Got things going for the Reno Knights. Little chopper. Thompson kind of in between. And May gets aboard. Bouncing ball. And it's one of those kind of deals where it's like, who's got this? And if Thompson makes a play on it, what's he going to do? So Wilder May now down at first. Just my opinion, but I think you can call that an infield hit. He's on, and Logan Ford, who flew out to center field his first time up, evens up the count now at 1-1. A balk called against Tanner Douglas. That will send May down the second. He's in scoring position now. Opportunity now here for Ford. Out of strike there for Douglas. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. A little dance with danger there for Douglas, but he gets out of it unscathed. It remains a 5-3 ball game. We'll be back with the home half of the fourth right after these messages.
365 is here to fuel all of your daily adventures. You'll find just what you need for your morning motivation. Later in the day, add some crunch to your lunch with crispy, crunchy chicken. Wherever your next adventure takes you, from the mountains to the coast. And our Peak Rewards app is here to help you save money on fuel. Save at least 16 cents a gallon so you can travel further on your adventures for less. Daily adventures are just better with Pinnacle 365.
Oh, just one of those moments where you drink it all in. Beautiful early summer evening here in Medford, Oregon. And nothing, and I mean nothing, says summer like baseball. And we've got a good one going here tonight. Been a seesaw battle with the Mustangs presently on top at 5-3. Retigliano fouls that one off. Retigliano, sacrifice bunt, his first time up, so in the scorebook, he's 0 for 0 on the evening. Colton Ouellette ahead in the count at 0-2. Tries to see if he can't get Retigliano fishing there. Retigliano, I don't have my rod there, so he lets that one go by, and the count is now 1-2 as swing and a miss, so the big O gets the big K, and there's one down.
Center fielder, number 14, Cody Borigi.
For Ouellette, his second strikeout of the evening unofficially. Cody Borigi, 0 for 1 on the evening, walked and scored in his first at-bat. Ouellette gets that one over as he gets ahead at 0-1. Bouncing ball up the middle, base hit. Cody Borigi gets on. As the Mustangs record their 7th hit of the ball game, that unofficially. Cameron Sewell, 1 for 2 with a run scored. Brought Borigi home in the first. Against this formidable Knights team, you know that no lead's safe, so they'd love nothing more here to tack on a little bit of insurance. Coach Savage going to come out to the mound. So we'll have a little discussion. And it'll give us an opportunity to remind you that you can become a subscriber to Table Rock Sports on YouTube. And one of the things I like about that with my iPhone is, let's just say I'm out and about somewhere and there's a game going on that Table Rock Sports is covering. I'll get a notification on that. Not only that, let's say if I can't watch it right away and maybe I want to see it the next day, that it's there on YouTube. But by becoming a subscriber and joining the 1,000 or so others that have done so, you stay in the loop in terms of what's going on. Colton Ouellette with a runner on first, one down. Boragine on first with Sewell the hitter, and Tanner Douglas on deck. Ouellette gets ahead of Sewell. Runner goes. Trouble at second base. So everybody's safe. A little trouble getting the handle on that ball.
Pitcher, number 29, Tanner Douglas.
So now we got two on. And Tanner Douglas, an opportunity to help his own cause. Add a little insurance here. And the manager comes out of the Knights dugout. And that'll mean time for a pitching change. And while we sort that out, we'll take a quick timeout. The Mustangs lead in this ball game, day one of the Coach K Classic. Here from North Medford High School. We'll be right back after these messages.
Life, things aren't scripted.
If you're an athlete, we need people like you and translate those skills to officiating.
You can get a lot out of it.
It happens in every town, in every game.
We never have a perfect game, but the rewards always outweigh the negativities.
New pitcher into the ball game for the Reno Knights. Kai Manick into the ball game. He's kind of got that big look of a tough relief pitcher, and Coach Savage and the Knights can use a little help right here. We've got Cody Boragine down at second base. Cameron Sewell on at first. But this game, like the opening game today, underscores the importance of defense and execution in key situations. And it's not as easy as it sometimes looks. But sometimes you put up one of those web gems and that could be a pitcher's best friend. Tanner Douglas, the big pitcher and first baseman, standing in. Looks like he goes at least a good 6'3", so he's got a good pitcher's build, but he also has a good first baseman's build. Recent graduate of South Medford High School. Panthers with a good spring campaign. That one inside. Douglas, to help reinforce the ideas, scoots away from it as the count goes even up at 1-1. Catcher Wilder May coming out, making sure that he and his new pitcher are on the same page. With runners on first and second, one down, there's double play possibilities. Runner goes, throw down to third. That one's in the dirt. So the runners move up. Two and one the count now. With one down. And that will take the easy double play off the board. Not that it's impossible, but far less likely now. Pitch, that one up high. And the count goes 3-1. First base open now. And Douglas heads down to first. Ducks on the pond with one out. Johnny King will once again come in as a courtesy runner as Douglas heads back to the dugout. Jace Miller, now the hitter for the Mustangs. 1 for 2. Hit and scored on the day. Swing and a miss. Strike one. Good pitch there for the Knights. Pitch outside, and that'll even up the count at 1-1. Kai comes to the plate. Ball hit in the air to right center field. And a run comes home. Boragine makes it a 6-3 ball game as he scores on the sacrifice fly by Jace Miller. Aiden Horsley, the hitter, singled and flied out. 1 for 2 on the evening. His team up by 3, and now runners at the corners. Ball hit inside third. Horsley gets aboard with a base hit. Sewell will come around, and it's a 7-3 ball game. Aiden Horsley, nice contact there. That'll bring a runner home, and it makes it a 7-3 ball game. And a timeout call. Infield, coaching staff gathering for a meeting of the minds. Meanwhile, Coach Maben and company. Little meeting there. You got Johnny King over there. King came in as a runner for Douglas. And now we have a new pitcher in the ball game. Coming in and pitching for the Reno Knights.
Your attention, please. Now pitching for the Reno Knights, number 3, Lucas Park.
Lucas Park into the ball game, right-hander wearing number 3. He'll come in and take his warm-ups. See if he can't stem the tide. So the Medford Mustangs took the early 3-0 lead. Then the Knights fought their way back into the ball game to knot things up at 3 apiece. But here in this inning, the Mustangs, who had got back up 5-3, add 2 more to their lead. They've got 9 hits in the ball game, so a far cry from their game earlier today, in which the Mustangs, though they won, just collected 3 hits in that ball game, rode the right arms of Cameron Sewell and Owen Thompson to victory.
Your catcher, number 8, Jeremiah Robbins.
Jeremiah Robbins up. He had a ground rule double his last time up and scored. He's 1 for 2 on the evening. He has runners now at second and third, 1 down. Park, third pitcher of the inning for the Knights. And he gets the strike. You're a pitcher, you got to like that. First pitch, get that strike under your belt. And your confidence just goes up exponentially. Let me update the scoreboard here. Should read 2 out in the inning. Robbins Looks at that one, in on the hands, and the count goes 3-1. Next pitch from Park, pulled foul. Park out of the stretch, comes to the plate. Robbins stays alive. Robbins 0 for 3 in the first game today against the Chico Nuts. That pitch outside. May does a good job of keeping that right in front of him. You watch enough baseball games and you end up with a whole renewed appreciation for the value and the role of the catcher. That one yanked foul, wakes up his teammates in the dugout over there, and the count remains at 3-2. Ground ball hit to the right side. Thompson slides over and gets it. And he pulled his foot off the bag. Well, I should say the first baseman for Edwards. They tried to make a play and throw pulled Park off the bag. That brings a runner home, however, for the Mustangs.
First baseman, number 20, Owen Thompson.
So Thompson comes up as Robbins gets aboard on what we'll call an infield single. If you assume the hit, as we do, then that's 10 in the game for the Mustangs. Pitch gets away, runner comes home. And Aiden Horsley makes it a 9-3 ball game. Robbins now down to second. Count to Thompson, evens up now at 1-1. Two gone in the inning, and Morgan in to work as the courtesy runner on behalf of the catcher, Robbins. And again, that helps speed up the game a little bit. Robbins could go back with 2 out. You figure that third out is more than likely going to come before he comes up to hit again. He can go ahead and get his catching gear on and be ready to go for the next inning. And then it gives Morgan an opportunity to play as well. Pop up. May trying to make a play on it. Almost ends up colliding there, but he ends up reeling it in, and that will do it, but not before the Mustangs extend their lead to 6. It's a 9-3 ball game. We'll be right back after these messages.
Game day or a family get-together. Sherm's has the quality products and prices that will make you cheer. Sherm's Thunderbird Market, Medford's original discount grocery store.
Fuel your daily adventure at My Circle K. Whether it's some Monday motivation to kickstart your day, adding some crunch to your lunch, or fueling up for a road trip, your journey begins with My Circle K, powered by GP Energy.
Day one of the Coach K Classic. 2 locations in Medford. Have action over at Harry and David Field. Right now, a 7 o'clock game going on between Las Vegas and Klamath Falls. Over here at Jim Maccabee Field at North Medford High School. Reno versus Medford. Tristan Wallace into the ball game. Goes in behind the plate. He played right field earlier today. Coach Maben's got some versatility on this team, and so he can do a little bit of plug and play. Nice depth on this team as we go to the top of the 5th, and Douglas, the left-hander, remains in the ball game. Solid hit up the middle, bouncing ball. Nice infield play there by Retigliano, and there's one down.
Shortstop, number 14, Zach Mills.
Zach Mills in this mano-a-mano matchup. So far in the night, it's been advantage Mills. He's walked twice and scored a run for the Knights. Douglas with another shot against him. Fouls that one off as the count goes 0-1. Next pitch fouled away. Count 0-2. Kind of an excuse me, kind of check swing there, and Mills will stay alive. See a plane in the sky above as we're nearby the Medford-Jackson County International Airport, and a strikeout for Douglas. So Tanner gets this one, and now there's 2 out in the inning. Harvey Smurden, the hitter. Two for 2 in the ball game and scored a run. And he gets ahead of Douglas. Spearden, the hitter. Mac Edwards, the first baseman, on deck. Pop up. Douglas trying to size that up and see if he can't do something there. Can't quite get there. And the count goes even now at 1-1. Spearden will look at that one and get ahead at 2-1. Douglas trying to work him inside. Now Spearden ahead in the count, 3-1. Next pitch. That one popped up. Douglas calling for it. He closes the glove on it. And that will put away the Knights in the inning. Medford up by 6. We'll go to the bottom of the 5th on the other side of this break after these messages on TableRockSports.net.
Time is We'll always be there.
New pitcher on in relief for the Knights. We actually have a couple of 36s on this roster. Earlier, we saw Dom Mbasiani, and now on the hill for the Reno Knights, thanks to a little help from one of the Knight fans in attendance, it's Kai Manick. So Manick into the ball game. And tonight we have seen Lucas Park. Starting the game was Colton Olette. And then Mbasiani. And now Kai Manick. Bottom 5. Manick gets ahead, 0-1. Caleb Long, the hitter. Strike as Manick gets ahead, 1-2. Long with a good eye there. He runs the count full at 3-2. You might as well just, when he comes up, pencil him in for about a good 6, 7, 8 pitches or more. But they call a strike there, to the chagrin of the Mustang faithful anyway, and there is one down. To be fair, maybe a little bit of a delayed call there. So Long heads back to the Mustang dugout, and that'll bring up Frankie Retigliano. Sacrificed and struck out. And Manick working quickly here and gets ahead 0-1. Count evens up. Swing and a miss, and the count goes even now at 2-2. Count runs full now at 3-2. See Manick trying to Van Gogh those corners, and This time, Mertigliano gets the better of that exchange, and he walks down to first. So the Mustangs get a runner on with one down. Cody Boragine, who's 1 for 2 on the night, scored twice. Mustangs putting up some runs, hitting it around the yard tonight. Unofficially, 10 hits on the ball game. First pitch goes for a strike. Ball hit in the air to right. And there to make the catch.
Second baseman, number 16, Cameron Sewell.
Is DeForno. And there's 2 down. Cameron Sewell on the night, scored twice, hit an RBI double, got aboard on an error, and he's also flied out to center. Here, even count at 1-1. Big contact on that for Sewell, but that'll be fouled off. Count 1-2 now. Ball chopped foul. So Sewell stays alive. Sewell trying to put more runs on the board coming into this evening's game after the Mustangs' victory earlier today, running their record to 11-2. And he strikes him out. So a good inning on the mound for Manick. It remains a 9-3 ball game. We'll pause for messages, recognize our sponsors, and when we return, we'll be back with more American Legion baseball action here on TableRockSports.net.
365 is here to fuel all of your daily adventures. You'll find just what you need for your morning motivation. Later in the day, add some crunch to your lunch with crispy, crunchy chicken. Wherever your next adventure takes you, from the mountains to the coast. And our Peak Rewards app is here to help you save money on fuel. Save at least 16 cents a gallon so you can travel further on your adventures for less. Daily adventures are just better with Pinnacle 365.
Life, things aren't scripted.
If you're an athlete, we need people like you and translate those skills to officiating.
You can get a lot out of it.
It happens in every town, in every game.
We never have a perfect game, but the rewards always outweigh the negativities.
Here at Jim McAbee Field, and that name reminding us that there is a rich tradition of the diamond sports here in Medford. Jim McAbee, longtime coach for the Medford Black Tornadoes back in the day, and then later North Medford, and then we have Benny's Yard behind us, named for the longtime softball coach Lanny Benny over at North. Fly ball by Edwards. Boragine hauls it in, 1 down.
Right fielder, number 25, Luke DeForno.
Lucas DeForno, the hitter now. Struck out and grounded out. And then this tournament, the Coach K Classic, that named after Sandy Kensinger. Just 3 games managed short of 1,000 in his career for the Medford Mustangs. He passed away suddenly at the age of 59, 5 years ago. But for 20 years, part of this program, and for 40 years over at Hedrick Middle School, a PE teacher and coach, fondly remembered by the sports community here. It's a great tournament with some great teams in it, 10 participating in this week's tournament. That one fouled back as the count goes 2-2. So there's more in store after this. There'll be a full slate of games tomorrow, not only here, but at Harry and David Field, and that's for the Mustangs will once again be in action tomorrow night against the Salem Whitmell Dodgers. Then we'll have games on Saturday, and then also games on Sunday. It'll be kind of a championship deciding day. And once those become clear, we'll pass that along. Douglas here right now, even up. Forno fouls that one off. That one pounded foul into the ground. Two and two the count. Top of the 6th. Douglas fires. DeForno runs the count full at 3-2. Payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3.
Third baseman, number 2, Lucas Porter.
Lucas Porter, the third baseman. Swing and a miss. And the count goes even at 1-1. By our count, 6 strikeouts for Douglas on the evening. That one in the dirt as the count goes 2-1. Porter grounded to short twice this evening. That one off the plate as the count runs to 3-1. Douglas comes to the plate. That one fouled away. And Porter stays alive at 3-2. Getting into the cool of the evening now. It was about 89 at game time, now down to 81. Drawing the walk is Porter. He'll go down to first with 2 down.
Left fielder, number 6, Sam Janosic.
For Douglas, 3 walks on the evening. He gets ahead here at 0-1. Sam Janosik up, wearing number 6. Count even up now at 1-1. Runner on first with 2 down. That pitch high. Not exactly sure where Douglas is at in terms of pitch count, but he's probably starting to wander up there a little bit. It's a little ground ball to short. Tigliano going to try to muscle throw there, just can't quite get there on time. We will call that one an infield hit as Janosik comes in and gets a hit. Just one of those slow bounders that's really kind of hard to make a play on.
Key Williams.
Key Williams into the ball game to hit. Right-handed hitter. That one fouled off to the right. Count goes 0-2 to Williams into the ball game as Coach Savage looking to get some of his reserves into the ball game. Let them see a little bit of action with his team down 9-3. That one low gets away from the catcher. Little dispute here about the final out call. Coach Maben summoning his team off the field, because if that is an out, that does finish out the evening. Kind of an odd play there, but it is an out, and with that, we'll go to the bottom of the 6th. The Medford Mustangs leading 9-3. We'll be right back after these messages.
At 3 o'clock, Carter's campaign for class president will go live. His platform?
Thirsty for change?
Juice boxes for all. At 4, Liz will bid online and win.
Yes! Yes!
Which is why at 2, I'm down the street preparing for the storm. So no matter what, the show will go on.
Daily adventures start right here at Pinnacle 365. You'll find exactly what you need for your morning motivation. Later in the day, add some crunch to your lunch with crispy, crunchy chicken's mouth-watering chicken and chicken tenders. Wherever your next adventure takes you, we're here to keep you energized throughout the day. And our new Peak Rewards program helps you save money on fuel so you can travel further for less. Daily adventures are better with Pinnacle 365.
9-3 ball game as we go to the home half of the 6th inning. Kind of an odd ending there to the last inning of play. But when it's all said and done, we're on to the next inning. Tanner Douglas, who has started the game at pitcher and remained all the way thus far, he'll lead off for the Mustangs here in the bottom of the 6th. That one pulled to the right. It finds the seam. And Douglas gets aboard with a base hit.
Third baseman, number 3, Chase Miller.
So Douglas for 2 for 3 on the night. And now here's Miller. Pulls that one foul as the count goes 0-1. Miller 1 for 2. Had a hit and scored, struck out, and hit a sacrifice fly. A little off speed there as the count goes 1-1. Manick out of the stretch. And Miller draws the walk. Discussion on the mound right now. Of all the things that you expect to hear at a ball game, the Barney theme. Okay. I'll have to ask Tim about that after the game. What's next? The Teletubbies theme? Made it, comes to the plate. And the count's 1-0. Ian Horsley, the hitter. We always see Bo Aldrich, St. Mary's product, running down to take care of coaching duties down at first. Horsley hits the ball in the air to right field. The catch is made. And there's one away.
Pitcher, number 25, Tristan Wallace.
Tristan Wallace, the hitter. Robbins started behind the dish. Wallace into the ball game. Swing and a miss for strike one. Manick looks to second, now home. Breaking ball. Misses its mark, and we even up the count now at 1-1. There's the strike. Manick getting ahead. Wallace started the week at 302. Smacked a double Tuesday. Got him reaching there.
First baseman, number 20, Owen Thompson.
Two down in the inning. Owen Thompson playing first base this evening. RBI single among his production this evening. He's ahead in the count now at 1-0. Bouncing ball, the shortstop. Throw over to first. And he gets him. It remains a 9-3 ball game. One more opportunity for the Reno Knights coming right up after this.
Even a few days to report a work injury or illness could cost you everything. But how do you know what you should do? Find out for free. Call Schlesinger and de Villeneuve immediately and let us fight for you.
The Memorial Day sales event is going on now at Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford. We're stocked up on a great selection of new vehicles from Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and of course Ram trucks. Choose from our great selection of new Jeep Grand Cherokee L 4x4s or test drive a new 2022 Ram 1500 Crew Cab 4x4. And remember, we've added the convenience of test drives from your home and an online process to purchase and deliver your new vehicle. During the Memorial Day sales event, you'll save big on every new vehicle in stock only at the Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford Superstore.
So your workers' comp claim was denied. Or was it accepted? Now what are you supposed to do? Find out for free. Call Schlesinger and de Villeneuve immediately and let us fight for you.
So relief pitcher into the ball game, Johnny King in to work the seventh for the Mustangs. For Douglas, unofficially, we have him for 6 innings, 6 hits surrendered, 3 runs, 3 walks, and 6 strikeouts.
Designated hitter, number 9, Canal Chick.
Canal Chick, hitter into the ball game for the Reno Knights. Opportunity here late in the ball game against King. Chick gets ahead in the count, 2-0. Takes all the way on that one. Chick working a good at-bat against the relief pitcher, King. And now the count full at 3-2. Pitch outside, and Chick gets a board on the walk. So Kenai Chick draws the walk. pop up behind the plate. Wallace closes in on it. Makes the play, and there's one down.
Shortstop, number 14, Zach Mills.
Zach Mills coming up, walked twice, and struck out. Now getting his first look at Johnny King on the evening. That one pulled foul inside third base, down the left field line, and the count goes 0-1. King out of the stretch. Mills looking as the count goes 1-1. King, you get the feeling, still trying to get sighted in. And he's up against one who has shown himself to be a very selective hitter up at the plate. That pitch outside. And the count 3-1. One on, one out, 3-1 the count here. And now the count goes full at 3-2. King looks in at his catcher. Comes to the plate. And that one pulled foul. Zach Mills, the hitter. Smeared him on deck. Ball hit in the air over to left field. That goes out of play. So as you might expect, Mills doing a great job of working a good at-bat here. Another foul ball. Payoff pitch. And Mills draws his third walk of the evening.
Second baseman, number 8.
So we have runners at first and second. Harvey Smerden. 2 for 3 on the evening with a run scored. Quick visit between pitcher and catcher. Pitch goes high. King laboring a little bit here in the 7th. There was a little off-speed pitch there, and that'll bring the count even at 1-1. King from the stretch. That one fouled off. Count 1-2 with Mac Edwards, the first baseman, on deck. King looks to second, comes to the plate. Count even at 2-2. Next pitch, swing and a miss. Two gone.
First baseman, number 22.
Mac Edwards, the hitter. Edwards 0 for 3 on the evening. Fielder's choice in his first at-bat. Popped up to second in his second at-bat and then flew out to center field on his third trip to the plate. Swing and a miss. Count now 0-2. Count now at 1-2 to Edwards. That pitch gets the catcher Wallace out of his crouch as the count goes even and 2-2. Ball hit in the air to right field. Closing the glove on it is Caleb Long. And on opening day of the Coach K Classic, the Medford Mustangs go 2 for 2. They're 9-3 victors against the Reno Knights. We'll take a quick timeout and then give you a quick wrap-up on today's action right after these messages from our sponsors.
Choose a company that best represents you and our local community.
Choose a company that focuses on relationships rather than transactions.
Choose a company that empowers their employees and provides growth opportunities from within.
Choose a company that shows compassion and rises to the occasion in times of need.
Call a John L. Scott broker today.
This year, don't just replace your windows, renew them with beautiful and energy-efficient windows from Bill's Glass. Having new windows installed by Bill's Glass dramatically update and improves the look of your home and helps reduce energy bills year-round. Let Bill's Glass show you what you've been missing. Bill's Glass, the largest glass company in Southern Oregon for your home or auto, as well as the trusted industry leader for over 50 years. Bill's Glass in Ashland, Medford, and Grants Pass.
Back at Jim McAbee Field at North Medford High School, the Medford Mustangs win their second game of the day, taking down the Reno Knights by a score of 9-3. The line on the Mustangs, 9 runs on 9 hits. That's an official total with 2 errors. The Knights, 3 runs on 6 hits, and they commit 4 defensive miscues. Winning pitcher on the day is Tanner Douglas, and taking the loss is Colton Ouellette for the Reno Knights. More action tomorrow here at the Coach K Classic. For the Knights, they'll be playing 2 tomorrow. They're going to be playing at 1 o'clock against Chico at Harry and David Field, and then they'll be at it again against Idaho Falls at 4. As for the Medford Mustangs, in a game that we will live stream here on TableRockSports.net, they will take on the Salem Withnell Dodgers. For Johnny McCoy, I'm Jim McCoy. Thank you for joining us this evening, and have a great night.